20,000 years ago, the Eater of Galaxies first appeared. One biomechanical mech to stop it all. At all costs. All costs. Draconis.
Hey guys, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and supporting the Pitch and Play event. We can't stress how much we appreciate you being here. We're Team Nexus, and this is Catalyst Zero. My name is Peter. I'm the project manager, designer, and programmer on the team.
I'm Gavin. I'm audio and designer on the team.
I'm Jamie, the visual effects artist and designer on the team.
I'm Piero, programmer and designer on the team.
I'm Trev, and I'm the artist and designer on the team.
So let me give you a rundown of what Catalyst Zero actually is. Catalyst Zero is a third-person action arcade game where you play as a biomech named Draconis, who's trying to stop a mechanical being labeled as the Eater of Galaxies from destroying the Earth. We really love boss battles, and I'm sure all of you do too. So that's what we did. We made a boss battle game. Literally, that's what you do. You kill boss battles, you blow up pieces of the boss, and you kill the boss. We really wanted to take from those enticing and nostalgic arcade games that all of us know and love, and that's what we put into Catalyst Zero when developing it.
So I'm the mechanical engineer of Draconis, our main character. If you're having trouble finding out which one's our main character, it's the character with the X silhouette on him. We fully equipped Draconis with two different weapons, which is the plasma shooter and the multi-target missile launcher. We also equipped him with a booster and a shield barrier. If my ace pilot over there can demonstrate the shield barrier, it blocks off projectiles that try to hit the player. Here's a little spoiler to our story. I'm actually also the mechanical engineer of our boss. Our boss is designed as a sphere shape, so to fully utilize our player's movement mechanic. We also placed the weak points above, below, and all around the boss to encourage the player to explore.
So as you just saw, there was a small cinematic scene which introduced us to the second stage of the first boss. This also introduces two new abilities, as you can see the force field on the right, and the lasers that now appear on screen, which is good for the player to avoid. So player feedback was very important to us, and we had three main goals when it came to player feedback. One was distinguishing both positive and negative feedback. The second was making sure the player was receiving the right information, and we didn't want to overwhelm the player with too much information at once. So to help distinguish both positive and negative feedback, we first came up with a warm color scheme for the boss and his abilities, and a cold color scheme for the player's abilities. This helped the player understand what was threatening and what they were doing within the game. Now, one example of delivering the right information, if Piero would shoot a part of the boss right now, you can see there's a laser splashing effect whenever you hit the boss. If the splashing effect is blue, then you're not dealing any damage to the boss. Whereas if the splash is red, then you found a weak point and you're dealing damage to the boss. This is further reinforced by a white flashing effect on every mesh that can be destroyed. But of course, visual effects is only one half of player feedback. Audio is also very important.
So when it came to audio, we as a team wanted two things. We wanted audio to be robust, and we wanted it to be flashy. So let's all take a moment to listen to that. So we had to go through several iterations on every sound of the game to make sure it was crystal clear to the player that they knew what was happening and that they knew what threats were. So we started with player, boss, and environmental sound effects to ensure they were applicable to the environment and to heighten up the battle when it was ensuing. We all together wrapped everything in a big orchestrated track that just further gave Catalyst Zero life and wrapped everything in awesome.
So one challenge we had in making Catalyst Zero was making a thoughtful AI behavior. As you can see on the screen, after doing a lot of research, we chose to give our enemy fighters swarm behavior. Talking a little bit about the boss AI, we really wanted to create a synergy in its design. The boss attacks overlap, creating interesting patterns that if the player wants to survive, they have to pay attention to. Another very important decision we had to make was determining how the player would react to each boss attack. We were deciding in between making the player invulnerable after taking a couple of hits, or, yeah, we just died, okay. Or either just simply making the player, okay, Peter.
So another important element to Catalyst Zero was making a very visceral combat system. So we wanted something that was very clean and simple for the player to understand. Something that didn't overwhelm them. We have a lot going on the screen, and that needs to be clean. So we did some research, and we better understood how players perceive visual data. And we used that information to better incorporate depth and spatial perception within our game. It was something that we really, really wanted to have, because without the strong combat system, it would be very, very difficult to enjoy Catalyst Zero. Now if we can go to the scoring screen, we'll take a look at how we added replayability to the game. One key element to a lot of arcade genres is that they focus on replayability. I mean, they all operate on a coin per minute philosophy. So taking that, we really want to make that core to Catalyst Zero. We want high replayability. So we built a very, very robust scoring system. On the scoring screen, you'll notice that there's 3 benchmarks. There's time, there's health, and there's a 3-tier star system. And what these really do is they give the player the chance to check their performance and at each playthrough and try and increase it. So a lot of the play tests, we found that players, would get like 90 seconds, and then they played again because they want to get that 80-second benchmark, or they want to get that 3rd star. So that was something that was really, really integral to making Catalyst Zero replayable. Once again, guys, I just want to wrap up and thank everyone for coming out and supporting the Pitch and Play event. We can't stress how much we really appreciate you being here. We'd love for you guys to come upstairs and talk to us. We're located actually directly above the studio, right by the food area. We'd also like to get some feedback. Play the game, give us some feedback. Let us know if we did make an arcade game that was really true to that experience that you guys had as children. Thank you.